Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us in this week's live auction. Today we have 10 fish for you, and we have lots of other things to speak about today. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, Douglas. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Dek.
Morning, Chris.
So, yeah, busy week as ever
Yeah.
here at Elite Koi. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. There's got 9 online. So, Adrian, Douglas, Paul, thank you for coming along. Yeah, it's been a really hectic week in terms of visits to other dealers throughout the week. We've had some amazing conversations. Of course, we've had Thibaut Jacobs and Joe Wootzer. I'm sure you'll tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Over from Koi Question, and Joe's ability and Thibaut's at telling a story in the story of Koi is pretty good. So we've been quite keen to promote Koi Question into the UK koi industry, because I think they've got so much to offer us as a form of sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
So morning Richie, morning Neil, Paul Mullen, Telford Koi Pond, good morning. Telford Koi Pond, I don't know if you're a dealer. If there is any dealers watching, of course, have a look at this in the background. This is something that's been supplied by Thibaut from Holland. If you're interested in having something like this in your store, contact me. I've got a couple here, and Thibaut will be more than happy to talk about this with you. This is actually being controlled from Holland, so that's all my information for Elite Koi on there. It's also there for me sharing QR codes and things for things like request forms for Japan and things like that. So if anybody's got any questions on any of these things, the best way of doing it is give me a call after the auction, then I can discuss these with you and introduce you to Thibaut, of course. Morning, Bob. Right, it is a koi auction.
Yeah.
I guess people are wondering why the Christmas tree's on the table.
Yeah, so anyone who wins a fish today will go into a wheel, and you could potentially win the mini tree.
A mini tree, look at that. So a mini tree, and the story behind this, of course, is we've been that busy travelling around. I actually bought this for Tracy to decorate the house with on Thursday, I think, and I've stolen it off her again to give away to you guys today. The beautiful thing about these is a real Christmas tree, and it will go outside. But if you don't win it in today's wheel,
yep,
they're only £3.64. So get yourself along to Asda and buy one for your house. Right, there we go. So Telford Koi Pond, not a dealer, just a very enthusiastic koi keeper. Great to hear, not great to deal that you're not a dealer, but it was great to hear that you're a very enthusiastic koi keeper. Morning, Trevor. Tracy's in the back. We've got a beautiful image of Tracy somewhere wearing a Christmas jumper this morning, and Dex, will share that sometime during the day. But it is Christmas, isn't it?
Christmas, yeah.
And it's we still haven't got any trimmings or anything up in the house, but we have started putting the Christmas Eve koi together, which last week during Thibaut's workshop of koi appreciation, we got all the guys and girls that attended there to go and pick 2 fish themselves from Pond 11 for the Christmas Eve auction. You can come along, see them in Pond 2. We will get the video out of the appreciation as soon as we possibly can, but there's some good fish picked there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Which one was your favourite?
The Sankey I chose.
You chose the Sankey. Yeah, I chose the Showa from Sekaguchi. Yeah. But a really good mix. And the best thing about this was with people choosing them, we've effectively got one of every different variety, haven't we? And it's like the thing for me was everybody chose something different as their favourite koi, which I think is brilliant. Right, that's me waffling on. Let's get...
So we are starting off with an Azagi from Marahiro, currently 21 cm. It is now Nisai because all the koi have had their birthdays. So it's a young Nisai koi.
Yeah, interesting conversation as well in terms of Tosai and Nisai. When does a Tosai become a Nisai? These are all questions that Thibaut is going to be asking us so that he can understand the thought process behind Jumbo Tosai and things like that. Talking of Azagi, just while we're at it, we do have the Macmillan Raffle Azagi. I'll mention this quite a few times. The draw for this is going to be March the 31st next year. The tickets are available on our website. For every full £5 that you donate to Macmillan, it gets donated directly from the website. You will get one free go in the wheel to win the Sazagi. But then also SKS have very kindly, Chris Giles has very kindly given us 3 mountain tree bags, which speaking to Dek earlier, and Dek says that we should put these into the raffle. So you've got the chance of winning the fish. If you don't win the fish, there's also 3 chances to win one of these mountain tree bags, which looks pretty amazing as well.
Yeah.
Let's get them added to the listing.
Yeah. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for joining us.
So good morning, Jim. Yeah, this is Aggie. What do you like about this one, Dek?
I like the Benny wrapping over the head.
Yeah, it's there. It's bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for a young Azagi. That Benny, that red is already powering through on the fish. Hopefully, a good indicator of how it's going to develop on the belly. You can just see a little bit on this near side of the fish, on the far side of the fish now on the screen. Just get a hint of that red and how strong it's going to be on this fish. Of course, Azagi are a leap of faith in terms of the development and things like that. My Azakari Azagi is still in Japan.
Yeah.
So Dek came in this morning, he was looking around for the Azagi and wondered where it was. We decided just to leave it there because, of course, myself, Craig and Tebow are all going to Japan on 24th of January. And like I mentioned earlier, Tebow, Koi Question, fantastic at storytelling. They're going to do a feature with me and Craig using the Azakari Azagi, which has developed quite a bit, nowhere near as much red on it as this one, but we're confident that that's going to come through. So looking forward to taking you guys on that journey as well, of course. Any questions, fire them in. If you want to know anything, if you got any questions about anything at all, fire them in. If we can answer them, we will answer them honestly. Just fire them in if you get any problems or any issues. If you don't want to fire them in here because it's got your name on, what me and Tracy was discussing this earlier is you could always message them into the Elite Koi phone, and then we can put the question up anonymously and we'll do our best to answer it. Honestly and truthfully. Yeah, good stuff. So Edward's saying that's going to be a big koi from the body shape. Yeah, and I agree, Edward. I think this one, I can see a few things. It's got a really good luster. I can't make up my mind whether that shine is Cardo Gin, which Cardo means corner. If it's just the back of the scale that's got a Gin shine to it, a Ginmin shine to it, or if it's just the sheer quality of the skin. But there's definitely a luster there. I quite like the way the flanks of the koi as well, down below the lateral line, is still nice and light out, still bright. So I think you're going to get something really special with this one in terms of watching it develop, and I think that's going to be something quite special. So again, £75 starting bid. Of course, the fish can stay here until 31st of March next year. I think this fish is already in Pond 7.
Yeah, it's already in Pond 7.
Yeah. Pond 7's caught up with Pond 8 in terms of the fish look great, don't they? They're thriving in this new environment that we're delivering for them. So any fish that are in the auction, of course, if you want them, let us know. We can condition them to ship them to you for whatever temperature you're at. Or, of course, indeed, if you want to come and pick them up. If not, they can stay safe under the care of Dek and myself and Tracy until 31st of March next year. If anything goes wrong with the fish for whatever reason, we will come to some arrangements. You're not going to lose your money. You're not going to lose your fish. We'll get something sorted. So, where are we at? £75 opening bid on this one. This one, tempted to have a bid myself.
This is one of the ones out of Pond 11, so it has been stashed for a really long time.
Is this one of the potential fish for the Christmas Eve auction then?
No, so remember, everyone chose the fish they wanted in the Christmas Eve auction, and then we had a bowl of fish what people didn't choose. And
yes,
we put them through and said we'll use them for this week's auction.
Yeah, for this week's auction. So these fish were identified by myself and Dek. How long ago now?
Beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was about late spring, wasn't it? Early summer, and then we went round and we selected at that point the fish that we wanted to feature in the Christmas Eve auction. Of course, we got carried away, and I think rather than picking 20 fish, we picked about 50 fish, didn't we? Yeah. So these have been identified by Dek and myself as fish showing just that little bit more potential, maybe. I don't know. It's a nice fish. So £75. We're looking for £75 to get it going. Remember, use this time with myself and Dek to ask any questions that you've got with regards to keeping koi, the koi hobby, Japanese culture. We're straying into Japanese culture like you won't believe at the moment. Really trying to learn as much as we can about this beautiful koi, and of course Japan.
Yeah, Neil's asked a question there. How's everyone's pond temperatures doing?
Yeah, good, important question that, Neil. But of course, the temperature, we did have that really cold dip, didn't we, when we went away to Trevor's place, Lanzarote. I think it was 3 degrees when we left, and we came back and it had warmed up. We came back to 13 degrees. So I haven't really noticed that dip of temperature in my pond. But by all means, folks, send in your pond temperatures and let's get a snapshot of what the ponds are doing all around the UK. So, Luke, Dom, this is a really important question as well. Quick question. Some micro have white spot. Do I need to treat them, or will the cold weather kill it off? So, white spot, there's 2 types. Obviously, you've got the parasite white spot, which triggers when something's not right in the pond. And it usually, in our experience, not always the case, but usually what triggers white spot is the temperature fluctuating up, down, whichever way. We noticed it a lot in the summer where the temperatures were rising up. So if that's the white spot, you really need to get it identified under a microscope early on. Now, if you could see small, tiny white dots on the gills or on the head of and they look like tiny grains of sand, don't they?
Yeah, look a bit waxy.
Yeah. Then that could be a sign of white spot in its later stages of the parasite developing. Having said that, male koi will sometimes get these small white dots as well around the gills, particularly in the spring when it's coming to spawning time. So the only way to really and truly know if you've got white spot is by using a microscope or somebody experienced looking at the fish to determine if it is white spot or if it's a male koi. The other thing that white spot quite often gets confused with at this time of the year is cart pox. So cart pox is part of the herpes virus. It's non-lethal. It won't kill the fish. It looks pretty unsightly, and some people think the fish are suffering. I don't think they're suffering. You've got to look at cart pox as when we suffer cold sores and things like that, and it's just the fish telling you that it's a little bit run down, that something's changed in the environment. This time of year, of course, is the season change, and don't be surprised if you've got heated water, because you may still see cart pox developing on a koi, because the koi's internal body clock, it knows that it's winter. We can't fool it by heating it up to trick it into thinking that it's summer. A lot of time we do that for growth reasons or whatever. The fish will still follow its circadian rhythm, which is its rhythm of life. It will still go through all 4 seasons. This is the way that they've evolved over millions of years. So there's 2 things. Again, if anybody's really unsure, the best thing to do is give us a call, join the WhatsApp group, send us an image, a clear image of what you're doing, and then we can take a look, can't we?
Yeah.
And we'll give you that honest answer. If it is white spot, we've got various medications. I'm just looking at the temperatures coming in. Keith's at 5.6, Collins at 9.8 unheated. Some of the medications now for white spot, they're not recommended to use below 12 degrees. Having said that, it's not that they just won't work as effectively, and possibly may cause further on complications. We do, however, have treatments in the shop that you can use below 12 degrees, which are really, really effective at lower temperatures. But there is other conditions attached to them, like checking the KH and things like that. So again, if anybody's got any questions, further on questions, fire them in. I'll see if I can answer them now while they're. But if you've got any concerns, best thing to do, image into the WhatsApp group or into our WhatsApp phone, and then follow it up with a phone call, and we'll take a look for you and see what we can do. So Adrian's 16 heated in Shropshire. Yeah, Richie's not heated, but he has a poly cover. And this is one thing in the winter is always handy to do when the temperatures are fluctuating so much between day and night time. You may get 0 degrees. I will just add, we haven't had a bid on the fish yet. Anybody want to go 75 on that while we're waffling? Yeah, the important thing to do with the koi in the winter is to kind of like regulate the temperature swing. So if the air temperature, if the wind chill's a lot lower than the pond temperature, then get a cover on it, and then uncover it again when the air temperature is warmer than the pond temperature. And this way you'll help prevent the swings in the temperature, which is what damages the koi. That's what causes the problem. So Neil's at 12 degrees heated. You know, again, for Neil, for you to put that, that's quite ironic, really, because that is the temperature that we would recommend here at Elite Koi for overwintering your fish. If you're lucky enough to be able to afford to heat the pond, it's not a necessity, is it?
No.
Yours isn't heated.
No,
but
mine's never been heated.
Yeah, but you do manage them swings around.
Yeah, so as soon as it gets cold, the polycarb covers go on, but mine, they're on hinges, so if it's warmer outside, we can always just lift them up and then let the warm air in.
Yeah.
Going back off the polycarb covers, though, make sure they're actually see-through, so you get the natural light in.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've seen ponds in the past that have been fully enclosed in darkness, and anything enclosed in darkness, usually nothing good comes from it. So, yeah, make sure they've got access to that natural light. You can get away with artificial light to some extent, but I think it's important that they can see their environment outside the pond as well. If not, they're just in a concrete pond, aren't they? If you've got a window, I would leave it uncovered so the fish still feel part of the surroundings in terms of living creatures. Yeah. I think that's the difference with pond 7 and 8, you know.
Yeah.
Is they feel part of Elite Koi, don't they? They're thriving. They're like dogs at the window wagging.
Especially pond 7, because as soon as you see someone walk through the door, they're right there just wagging away.
Posers, all of them. So yeah, some good conversation there going on. I've been 20 minutes on the first fish. I'm going to let this play round once more. Remember, this fish can stay with us till the 31st of March. We can make it happy. It's in pond 7 now. We can keep it happy until springtime comes and look after it for you. This is going to be one that I'd be quite happy to keep in there till March, because I think this is going to develop into something quite special. So one more time round. Anybody want to offer £75 on that? If not, it will be unsold, and then the next time you'll see that fish, of course, will be next spring, when we've got a bit of size on it and a bit more development on it. So anybody tempted? I'm going to say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that is unsold, unfortunately. Some good questions there, and I think, you know, don't feel afraid to ask any question. Fire them in. A good question, any questions is a good question to ask. If you don't want your name attaching to the question, send it through on message, and Tracy will pass the question through, and we can answer it anyway, because I'm starting to believe that an answer for one person is going to be an answer for the whole community, which is really where we want to be going in terms of sharing knowledge and the love of the hobby. So next up, we've got a shower, 20 centimetres. I'll let you introduce that one, Dek, and let's go and see.
So we've got a shower from Marahiro. This site, currently 20 centimetres. What I like about this one is the sumi is pretty much set now. So what you see is what you get. As the koi expands and grows, the white may come through a little bit more, but it's really nice, dark red and white.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, Marahiro show, and the sumi's thick on it already. Normally, sumi takes time to develop and thicken up. This one, yeah, it's a nice fish. It's got a real presence. Again, I'm going to talk about presence. This fish makes its presence known because of the colour of the sumi, and it probably more so than a more expensive shower. Yeah. The presence will say, "Hey, look at me, I'm here in the pond." The Benny, the red's very, very good on it. There's the small hints of white. They may get covered by sumi. I don't think they're going to. I think as that fish grows, I think that pattern's going to grow with it and open up. It's a beautiful koi. I did just pop off because sometimes we get proxy bids coming in. If anybody wants to leave a proxy bid, if you can't join the auction during the day, then a proxy bid is where you phone up, you leave the amount that you're wishing to bid on a fish, and then we bid on your behalf. But it's vitally important that if we've got proxy bids, that we let you all know that there is a proxy bid, or we're working on a proxy bid, just so that everybody's aware that the price is what the price is, unless we state that we're bidding on behalf of somebody else. So £75 for this shower. Cracking fish, again, 20 centimetres. Nisai on the certificate. Is one of this season's toasts. I personally think they should have the birthdays in spring.
Yes.
But there again, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? But all the fish do come with the Elite Koi certificate, which just states the variety, the breeder, the age, size, the reference number, which is pretty important, certainly if you're entering these fish into photo shows throughout the summer, and the date on which the image was taken. So that date with the age gives you a birth date, in effect, of knowing how old the fish is. In regard to the variety, remember, koi can change. So not always do we always get the variety correct. So they can change. You know, you can have, let's say you've got a Sankey and all the red runs out of it. Suddenly you've got a Beko, or it'd be a Sankey Muji in terms of what it is. But it doesn't change the certificate name and the date that when you bought it, it was a Sankey. So Keith's saying koi survive between pH 6.5 and 8.5, but what's best pH for the filters? So again, in terms of pH, it's something that I don't dabble with. If you want to know what the correct pH value is for your pond, you need to check the pH out of your tap, and that's the pH that you've got to condition the koi to live with in terms of offering them stability. Because if you start trying to change that pH, then you're getting into all sorts of realms of reverse osmosis, and it becomes a pretty expensive way of keeping koi and very time consuming. pH, everything that you do with koi, look for stability. So if we've got a pH of about 7.6 here in Grimsby out the tap, so I'm always aiming, and I've got to be brutally honest with you, I don't really check the pH because I always rely on the KH. So if the KH is above 5 drops or more, then that's going to buffer the pH to whatever's coming out of your tap. So by relying on the KH to be above 6 drops, I know that the pond water is going to be around about exactly the same as what it is in the tap. Now, if we start seeing fish with burns or ulcers, then we would go back, check the pH to see if it had dropped below 7, which of course then the fish is swimming around in acid water. In Grimsby, it's not good for them. But if you take yourself to the other side of the Pennines, where the water comes through the peat, you'll find that the water coming out the tap may be acidic, and the fish could still live in the acidic water, but you don't want them swinging between acidic and alkaline, because they've got to learn to cope and adapt to whatever's coming out of your tap. Again, fascinating discussion in terms of pH. I mean, answer me, guys, how many of you check the pH, and how important do you think it is? Do you think it's more important to check the KH as opposed to the pH? I mean, don't forget, a lot of people don't even test the parameters, do they?
No.
So in terms of not testing the parameters, we would always advise that if there's one test that you do, it is the KH test, because KH is the glue that holds the whole system together in terms of the filter, the fish, the conversion of toxins. It's another really good discussion to be had. So Richie's saying there his Kyotori is looking more like a Hyotori now. It could be when
we had the Becco like that, didn't we?
Yeah, the Becco went in as a Akabecco and it came out as a Key Becco. So it may be something to do with like natural light conditions. Again, you can't change the genetics. So whatever that fish is going to be, it's going to be that. So it doesn't matter what colour food you feed it or anything like that. You're not changing the genetic makeup of that fish. So there you go. So Sharon's just Sharon, I spent a bit of time with Sharon on the phone talking about the pond and koi health and things like that. She checks the KH weekly but doesn't test for pH. And that, I think sometimes if you get too hung up on numbers and chemistry, it takes away that enjoyment of the koi. As long as the koi is healthy and looks good and it's you're getting pleasure from it, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's got to be just nice and stable. And I think sometimes you can project onto your koi your concerns. Certainly if you're always worried about them being ill and that, I think it's going to ruin your enjoyment of the hobby. So Keith's saying he has a pH probe constant readout. Yeah, which is, it's a good indicator. But do you check the KH, Keith? Because without the KH being at a certain level, then you're prone to pH swings. So I guess the story is to go back and look at the KH. The pH probe is good because if it swings, then you know that the KH maybe needs addressing.
Yeah. Which Martin asked a question, KH, how high is too high?
Oh, Martin, you're testing me now. I don't worry about higher levels of KH, and there's somewhere, Martin will know where I'm talking about. Tetney, just up the road from Grimsby, their KH is 15, 16 degrees. It's a really hard water. Some people may say that you get shimmies or promote more colour. Personally, I think that's more genetics at play than the values in the pond, but that's my own opinion, and I dare say I might get a backlash from that. One thing that we have noticed in terms of KH is that you might get a better nitrification process in the pond if it's a little bit higher. So if you're suffering from high nitrites throughout the summer season, the growing season, however you want to put that term, there may be, and again, I can't prove this, but there may be some advantage to raising the KH from, let's say, 6 to 10, and see if it has an impact on that nitrification process. Like I say, it's something I haven't really studied, but I am aware that if we put more KH in, we tend to get a better filter action, don't we?
Yeah, with around here, like with my personal pond, with the KH, I always keep it above where I need to, so like 6.5.
Yeah.
I'd never take it too high unless it's coming out the tap that high. I'll always try and keep it
balanced.
Balanced.
Yeah.
I'll never go and buffer it if it's above 6. I'll never buffer it even more.
Just go with it.
I'll just go with it until it drops.
Which again is offering the koi stability in terms of that gives you something to aim for. Martin's put his KH is usually 11 or 12, and I know your pond, I know your fish, Martin. You've, out of all of the koi keepers that we've helped set up here at Elite Koi, I'd say that you're one of the few that's had the least problems that I know of. So in terms of your KH is usually around 11 to 12. That says to me that your KH is in a perfect zone. So don't let anybody convince you otherwise, unless of course you start experience ongoing problems, and then we've got to go back and look for the root cause of them problems. I think sometimes tampering causes you consequences that you don't always see when you start adjusting things. So Keith, try to keep between 7.4 and 8 on the pH. Again, go back and when next time you're over, Keith, I'm sorry that we was closed when you came over last time, but when you come over again, we'll have a coffee and we'll talk about the relationship between KH and maintaining that pH level in the pond. So Paul Whitman, my tap KH is 12, but pond is around 6. Yeah, so because there's something in that pond environment that's consuming the KH, and if you all that's saying to me, Paul, is if you want a higher KH, just increase the water change, the weekly water change, not by a lot, say by 5%. And after a week or two, see where the KH is just by increasing that water change a little bit. And you'll find that you're not needing to use buffer. You can do this naturally with what's in the tap already. All I will say is if you are using tap water to manage your KH level, make sure it's put through a good dechlorinator. Use a carbon like Koi SOS carbon. It's really effective. It's what we use there, and we always know that that's taking out the chlorine.
Yeah.
And I'm not chloramine from our source water. The difference between us and Europe, of course, is we have all sorts of stuff put into our tap water. In Europe, they don't have chlorine added. But having said that, I have seen big problems with copper in Europe as well. So it is what it is type of thing, but always make sure that you use a good dechlorinator or a good quality carbon in your dechloronators when you're using them. Morning, Chris.
So Bob has gone 85 on this shower.
Yeah.
Just waiting on Colin to come back, which has gone 90.
Martin, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. You know, and let me know what you think, guys and girls. The numbers are growing as we're talking. You know, in terms of, I was speaking to Tracy and Dek this morning. In terms of like the auction, I want to change the name so it's more a Koi chat with an auction as opposed to an auction with a Koi chat. I think there's some of the topics that I take for granted have been mentioned there this morning. And of course, if I want to share my knowledge with you, the only best way of me doing that is by you to ask what's inside my mind.
Yeah, and throughout the week, if you've got any questions you want answering, if you let us know throughout the week, and then once we get to the weekend, we can let everyone know the question.
And I've got to say, Dek is really, really good with fish health. And when I go away, I know that I can leave the shop all the fish. I don't even worry about them because Dek has got that same knowledge of fish health and caring for the fish as what we possess. So, yeah, don't be afraid to. And of course, if I'm busy, ask Dek. He'll give you the answer that you're looking for. But more importantly, if we haven't got the answer, we'll tell you that we haven't got the answer.
Yeah.
So you can go elsewhere and find the answer that you're looking for. So Colin's gone 90.
Just waiting on Bob to come back.
Again, the validation of what we're doing is really, really important to us. So even if you just put a thumbs up, or you know, if you enjoy what we're doing here at Elite Koi, we really do appreciate that validation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget, you could win a tree as well, whoever buys these fish. So at the minute, I think on that Azagi, we'll put Tracy's name in the wheel. I'll take the tree back home for her. She's got me buying some paint today. I'm going to spend Christmas week painting, I think. So Colin at £90. Rob, are you coming back in?
You decided on a colour you're going yet, or you got to decide when you get there?
What, for the kitchen?
For the kitchen.
I think I'm going to go white, and then at least then if we want to change it, or if Tracy wants to change it, I'll do as I'm told. We could change that in the new year. Yeah, it's a nice clean white, lots of light. That's what we want. We have been having a lot of discussions about wish lists for Japan, myself, Tivo, and I had Chris from Azakari Koi here. What day was you off? Yesterday?
Yes.
Thursday. And, you know, we had some great discussions about going around Japan, and we've remembered that we've got the Japan request form on. It's on the Japan live page of the website. If anybody wants us to look for anything, in particular while we're in Japan, I know we've got a lot of requests in for Yamabuki Ogun, which we're going to look at. If you've got anything special, then send it through on WhatsApp, but then also fill in the request form so that we know what fish we're looking for when we're in Japan.
So Colin has given us a thumbs up, so it is with Bob at 95.
So shall we?
Yeah. No, if you want to end it.
Okay, sold to Bob. There we go. Thank you very much, Bob. And got a name in the wheel to win this. Christmas tree. I've got a bit. I was quite looking forward to planting that outside, so hopefully Tracy will win it. Only £3.64 for Mazda. So, next up is funniest to mention Yamabuki Ogun. I didn't even realise there was one in the auction. Yeah. I had nothing to do with this week's selection apart from last week chucking them in the ball, didn't I? And it's like Dek's done everything this week in terms of setting the auction up, photographing the fish, videoing them. Yamabuki Ogun, one thing that we recognised speaking to Tebow throughout the week is Nagata. You know, we're gonna have to search hard for Yamabuki Ogun. Of course, you can get them from Izumaya, which are quite pricey. What we try and do here is kind of like get you a good quality fish at a reasonable price. So we may visit many of the other breeders in Nagata to see what we can find you. But whatever we find, it'll be the same characteristics as any other one that we look for. So in terms of nice, consistent colour, clean head. Sometimes with the fins, they can look a little bit higglety-pigglety, to use my mate George's term. We find that these will grow out. They will, the fin will develop a nice shape. Sometimes, like on this one here, where it looks like there's a little split. Is that a split or is that?
It's a little split. I think it's when I was moving it from the bowl to photographing that. But sometimes that could be a little bit of clear fin, couldn't it? Yeah. Where it's gone back in. So always important to have a really close look at the fish. Because we can keep it until the end of March, we'll assume that one will heal up by the time.
Yeah. So Adrian's asking, "Where's Michael?" Michael's left the business, Adrian, and I'm sure if you're in contact with him, if you're asking, I'm sure he'll give you the reasons why. Everybody's left on good terms. Sometimes journeys just go in different directions. So again, it's not for me to say why he's left. If you want to take that up with him, then feel free to do so. We wish him well, though, don't we?
Yeah, wish him well.
It's been a real pleasure working with Michael, and I hope he gets every success that he's looking for in life. So, Paul Mullen, thanks for a great day last Saturday. Will Koi Question be offering the courses over here? The offer through their Koi Academy in the Netherlands. This is a dream of mine and Tebow's to set up this sharing knowledge in terms of microscope courses, Koi appreciation courses. Of course, if you're local to Elite Koi in Grimsby, one good thing is Tebow's a good mate of mine, and I will be getting him back over here again, so that you don't have to see it through a TV. We had a bottle of rum on Wednesday night, Fallen Angel it was called, and we was both wrecked by the next morning. So, but yeah, please keep in touch through the Elite Koi events. You know, Tebow and Joe are a big part of what we do at Elite Koi. They've got the same values as what we hold here, which is really, really good to see. My hope is that as Tebow gets spread out more throughout the UK industry, that we can then use this model that we've got behind us in sharing the knowledge, not only within the Elite Koi community, but with the Dutch community, with Ariane from AB Koi, and also from some of the guys and girls around the UK in terms of microscope courses, things like that. I have had a thought, if anybody wants to come along and spend half a day in the back room here with me, we'll get the microscopes out and we'll talk about microscopes, Koi, whatever you want to talk about. We'll come up with a fee, and then people can come along and we'll just, you know, do it in a nice, relaxed atmosphere. We can get a sandwich from Snacks Corner next door and some dinner that. So we'll get that set up. If that's something that you guys would like to see, I don't want to just set something up for the sake of setting it up.
Yeah, good one. Will be asking us what you want to actually learn.
Yeah.
So we can know what we're planning for.
Yeah. So Adrian just echoing our sentiment there to Michael. So I'd say he was a very nice bloke. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes in life you've got to do what's right for yourself. And that's sometimes things happen that you just don't see happening, do you? It's like, but back onto this Yamabuki. So Golden Bear, I did ask Tebow, what does Yamabuki relate to? So if anybody knows what the translation of Yamabuki is, this is an interesting one. Even Tebow didn't know. And he said he was going to go off and do some research. But we had the big girl out in a bowl, 80 centimetre bowl, and she didn't fit in. Her tail was slightly cut. We had her out on Thursday, and I asked him then, what do you call Yamabuki? That fish, we've done a feature on that fish. That's going to be coming to you pretty soon. Come and see it before she goes. She's going to go pretty soon. I can feel it. What an impressive fish that is. And she was so calm when we got out, because normally we're like, we're not photographing that, we're not getting that out the pond. And she was as good as gold.
It's like when we unbagged her when she first arrived. She was absolutely wild.
Oh, Colin. He's asked the question, the one that everybody dodges. Dare I ask about normal pond salinity level, and what would you recommend? Far too much out there for a new hobbyist, or is it just magic? It's a fantastic question, and in terms of what we use here and what we don't use, the one thing that we would always say is that we would never say never to anything. So depending on the circumstances, if the priority is the fish health, and I believe that salt is going to do the fish as well as using a harsher chemical, let's say, then I would always turn towards salt. So I don't believe it's something that should be kept in the pond permanently. I think there's times and occasions where it's more useful to have a background salt concentration in the pond. So a tonic level that we would recommend is 0.3%, which is 1 kilogram for every 1,000 litres of water. And we used to dissolve it and do that time, then we just chuck it in the pond now, because I think if a fish is stupid enough to go and lay on it, it says 1,000 things. So salt, and then of course we also know that if you're facing a bacterial issue, then you can up that level. Never ever go above 0.89% in terms of salt. And if you are using higher levels, we find salt baths very effective. If you are using higher levels of salt, then reduce the amount of time that you're subjecting the fish to that level of salt. So again, this is something that we're more than happy to discuss with you on a one-to-one basis, because the more that I look at koi ponds and hobbyists and fish, there isn't a one glove fits every situation. So the way that you may keep the fish will be different from the way that I keep fish, and you might need 1.5% salt, I might need 3% salt. So always important that you speak to somebody who's experienced. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, where there's too much noise in terms of social media, and the thing is with koi, it's a very egotistical hobby. People want the biggest, they want the best, they want the look at my koi and all the rest of it. All we're interested in here is the health of the koi, and more so the health of the hobbyist as well, because if your fish are sick, you're going to feel that. That's what for me is all about koi, is that connection between you and the koi. And if I can help in any way with that, Colin, then you give us a call, or even better, come through and see us. Come on one of my half-day courses, and we'll have a coffee and a sandwich from Snacks Corner.
So no bids on the Yamabuki?
Yes.
Start moving on?
Yep. So last chance. We'll say going once, twice, 3 times. What I will say is, if anybody changes their mind while we're live, then I'll put these fish back in the auction for you. We'll try again with them.
Which one was yours?
Oof. Well, I think you've got to save that one till last.
That one's the last, yeah. I agree.
So let's go. There's been a lot of people asking about the Benny Ginger. So Benny Ginger, we did get asked if we had many Benny Gingers. I think there's 2 in the Christmas Eve auction, isn't there? Or is this one of them?
This is one what was in the bowl. I think when Craig chose them out, he went with one of the Benny Gingers and then something else, and then we just pulled this one out as well.
So this one was selected by Craig, and this is it's actually a wider fish. We'll have to change the certificate. Sorry, that's my fault. Beniginga wider, Nisai, 26 centimeters. Caused a big stir. This fish, Benigingas are becoming very, very popular. Effectively, it's a scaled Benikiko. Benikiko. And these fish, when you look at that grey skin between the brown patches, you'll notice that there's a darkness, there's a shadow underneath it, which, depending on how the fish is feeling, the environment, it may lighten, it may go darker. We've got some Benikikos in Pond 10 that have gone almost white, and they look amazing when that transformation happens. It's quite a large fish, this, for a young fish, 26 centimetres. This side, this was hand selected at Wilder last year by myself, Michael, and Craig. I think we've got it on the target list to go back this year and get some more Benigingas. And the other one that we had from Wilder was the Kirin. That was a fascinating fish, wasn't it? The Kirin.
We do have a Kirin in today's auction as well.
Oh, there is a Kirin in today's auction. There you go. But yeah, great fish. Beniginga, looking at £75 to get that going. This is 26 centimetres already. Remember that this fish can stay here until the 31st of March. I've just seen you just put the bid on Richie. I've seen Richie tomorrow, so we'll discuss whether that fish is better left with us or whether you take it home, Richie. They're beautiful fish, but they're I'm biased, aren't I? I think every fish is quite special. You like them?
It's one of them. You don't see many of them. You see a few trickling in throughout the years and that, but you don't see them in a mixed bowl that often. It's usually just a couple hanging in there.
I think this is like that Benikiko that you put into the photo show. It's probably important that we see a fish like this back in the future to see how it develops and how it goes on. But cracking fish, great size.
26 cm this side. It's one of them. I've never seen a big one either. I've only seen them this sort of size.
I think with a fish like a Benikiko, they're never ever going to be the longest fish in the world. I think if you can get 50, 60, maybe 70 centimetres, yours must be cracking on 70, is it?
I think it's about 60. I don't think it's grown too much. It puts a couple of centimetres on now and then, but I think it's to the point where it's just gonna...
It's just steady away. So if the expectation is for a big fish, this probably isn't the variety for you. But in terms of presence, I think these really, really do stand out because you've got a metallic koi. When the sun catches it, that's going to really show you its luster. There's a little bit of white skin on the head. The grey skin's good. You've got that reticulation, that Matsuba effect running through every scale where there's sumi within the scale. And it also shows something that we see in the Yamabuki, which is that Fukurin effect, that cross of the skin around each scale. So you get everything in one here. I think the technical term for Beniginga is a 5-coloured koi. Don't ask me where the 5th colour is, but I think that's the technical side of it.
Joe was speaking to me about that when he was here, and he thinks that's what Goshki means as well, a 5-coloured koi. Yeah.
We'll have to get Tibo to clarify that for the guys and girls. They're just a standout koi. I think I've always liked the Kiko, and I've always liked the Gingas. I don't know who came up with the name Ginga. I don't think the name. I think the name Ginga is probably the worst thing about these fish. If anybody knows where it came from, then chuck it into the comments. But yeah, really, really nice fish. And again, for me, everybody keeps koi for different reasons. For me, something a little bit unique, a little bit different.
Yeah.
When your mates come round, when you're having your bar, you go, wow, look at that. What is that? It's a Beniginga. And then you can also start helping us share the knowledge about koi varieties, where they've come from, the journey that these koi have had with elite koi, and then on to yourselves.
It is at 85 with Neil at the minute, Derek.
Yeah, so Derek, good to hear from you, Derek. It's 85 with Neil. Richie's gone 86. But again, if you know, remember you get this certificate to go with this. If you look back on the blogs, or I could even have a look back and see if we can see the images of the selection we did at Wyra, you might even spot this fish in during the selection process, which I think it's something nice to carry with the koi. Certainly, if you've got the journey all the way from Japan back to when it's swimming in your own pond. Of course, if you get involved with the photo shows, not only can you win trophies and kudos, you can also, we can do the image so that we send it back through, don't we? And so you've got an image from us to document the progress of your koi. So Neil's gone 88. Cracking fish.
It's why I like to put in my Goshki in, because I can constantly keep it updated throughout the years.
That Goshki's a chameleon, isn't it?
I know.
That's I know many of you follow the auctions every week, but if you want to see something special, again, you can head onto the website and search development of a Goshki and see this fish that Dek's got in his pond. We've tracked the journey all the way from when it was sold here in the spring, and it had changed beyond recognition by the summer, and then by the autumn it had changed again. It's got go faster stripes on now, you said. White.
I think there's just one speckle of white, but I don't think it's white. I think it's just a really strong Ginrin scale just peeked through. And
yeah, because it was Ginrin originally, wasn't it? And then it kind of like that got covered, and then it may be going full circle now, where it's going to reveal the Ginrin back. So, Wayne, do you know what time the Xmas Eve auction will be? Yeah, I think we're going to start about 11 o'clock. It's all we're doing that day, so we'll start at 11. Get yourselves down here. I'm going to get some mulled wine on. I think there's quite a few people coming. I've just got to convince Tracy that we're walking to work that day. There might even be a fallen angel in there. You never know. But yeah, 11 o'clock Christmas Eve. Really looking forward to it. I'm so impressed at the fish that the guys and girls picked last week that was here for the T-Bows appreciation. We've got Black Magic in there.
Yeah,
we've got big Ginrin as well.
Surprising me what everyone went for.
Yeah, and I think I made the mistake of saying the other day that we're going to start them all at £10 each. So come along, be kind to me.
Some bargains to be had.
Some amazing fish, and I think there's 20. Is it 20 in total? 22 or?
There's a few in there. There's quite a few of the same varieties where we might go through them and then potentially.
Yeah, but if there's two Azaris, we might thin it down to just one,
and then just swap it with something else we think.
But of course, Dek's going to be really busy next week in terms of we've got to get these photographed and done. We've got 2 more auctions before.
Yep. So
Christmas
we've got
Eve.
Next week's auction, which will be a regular same koi auction, and then on the 20th we will be dropping the numbers for the amount of fish.
Yeah, we said about 5. About 5. So
because not long after that is the Christmas Eve auction.
Yeah. I think in terms of like moving forward, certainly in the new year, we want to focus as much on this conversation that we're having today as much as selling the koi. I think it's really important for the elite koi community that you really understand who we are and the reasons why we do these things, or the reasons why we're in business. So Neil's gone 95 on the Ginga.
Between Neil, Richie and Derek.
I wonder if it's the Ginga the want Dek or the Christmas tree. Remember, Asda's £3.64 if you're not lucky enough to win that one. And then if you do go and get yourself one, send me an image in so I can put it in the WhatsApp group of your festive decorations.
So Richie's give us a thumbs up. It's between Derek and Neil.
Derek's got 96. Are you all ready for Christmas? Are you?
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
Don't think any of us are we? So we did get that picture. We got that. I'll go and load that image up so we can stitch trace up. I'll probably get a good idea now.
No, it's just orange juice, Neil. So he's with Derek at 96, just waiting on Neil to come back. If you are finished, give us a thumbs up. We can end this one and move on. Yeah, it's one of them, Neil. I don't drink. Just orange juice. So Neil's gone 100. Back to you, Derek. Vodka and orange now. So Derek's gone 101. In the upcoming auctions as well, is there any varieties you would like to see? And then I can find some and then pull them out for you. If there's any specific varieties you would like to see in the auctions.
I get that image up.
Want me to sort it?
Yeah, there we go. Where would I be without Dek? Technology is not my forte. So where's the bidding? Derek at 105. Neil's gone 105. Fantastic, Bediginga. Of course, we're going to get some trimmings up ready for Christmas Eve as well here, sometime this week, in amongst the photographing and things like that. Let's hit that play button again. So great stuff, guys. It's at 105 with Neil. Just keep that bidding going on there until you're finished. Whenever you're bidding in the Elite Koi auctions as well, if you finish bidding, then give me the thumbs up. It's a little method we've developed just so that people don't get disappointed in terms of if you try and bid too late and it's gone. So Derek said that he's out. Well done, Neil. That said, I'm going to end this one. I'm going to say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one is yours, Neil. Thank you very much. There we go. And of course, if anybody changes their mind about a Bediginga, there is at least one more in the Christmas Eve auction. So, well done, Neil. Richie's just sending you a well done there. I can't wait to see Richie tomorrow. He's coming along to the shop. Richie does some really important work in terms of he keeps cars and fancy cars. I'll let him explain what they are, but he goes around and he shows these cars to people with dementia. That's all credit to you there, Richie. I think that's a really important job that you do there. What about a half-day course? What to look out when buying young fish? Exactly. You know, we can do all these things, Keith. If that's what you want to do, then yeah, let me know. No, well, I'll book myself out for half a day. We could get some fish in the bowl and go through what I would look for in terms of fish. What's important thing. You could always jump in as well because you.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to your personal preference, but we can show you what we look for when we're looking for fish ourselves. Yeah.
I think when you're picking fish, I think the most important thing is that fish you see it twice because it's calling out to you, it's singing out to you. We did have one the other day, kept jumping in the bowl for somebody. It was yesterday, and the fish jumped in the bowl twice, the same fish. So some things are just meant to be. Next up, Kahaku, Maruhiro Nisai, 19 centimetres. Now, I'm really excited about the Marahiro fish and the colours in the genetics. This is where we're starting to really learn about the genetics of the oyugoi, the parent fish of these koi. Because for 2 or 3 years now, we're just watching these colours get stronger and stronger and stronger, which is one of my fears. I was saying to T-Boys, is that I'm going to purchase a kahaku and then it goes yellow, it goes orange, sorry. But these from Marahiro seem to get brighter and brighter. But then the interesting story from Tibo was kahaku actually started out as a jade coloured fish. So it was more of a yellow colour, and then it's only the last 30, 40 years that this intensity of the red's coming through. So, interesting storyline of the kahaku and how it came to be. So Tracy says she really likes this one, super red belly. It just stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you didn't. That's just natural light, isn't it? There's no extra light put on that video.
The only thing I do is just crop the image down to size. Yeah. And that's about it.
So on the still image that you see that comes up, we do use a flash for that, don't you? To kind of like to not to enhance the colour fish, but to get rid of any glare in the bowl. But the video, we don't even use the flashlight, do you? Just straight through the camera. So Richie's in Cleethorpes tonight at a veteran Xmas ball. If you're there, Richie, if you come across a bottle of that Fallen Angel, stay well away from it. Me and Tebow are still suffering, I think, from that one. But enjoy yourself. You deserve it. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll be open 11 a.m. tomorrow. Probably as we move further into the winter now as well, you're probably going to see a reduction in hours, and we're also going to be closed on Mondays and Wednesdays. Yeah.
So 75 to get this one going. Can't stay with us until March time.
Again, surprised there's no takers on this one. It's got a beautiful white nose, the white tail tube. These are desirable traits in showfish. The pattern, it's a solid pattern. There is a couple of interesting flecks of white on the body, which will open up as the fish grows as well. But it's got a great body shape, this one. Nice and straight. The pectoral fins are very transparent. There's no colour in the pectoral fins. Again, if you're showing your fish, it's pretty important that there isn't any colour in the fins. In terms of if this is a fish for your own pond, it doesn't make any difference as long as you like the fish. Who cares if there's a bit of colour in the pectoral fins? So Adrian's opened us up at 75. Thank you, Adrian. Quite like the pattern, actually. It's almost like split into three, isn't it? But not all the way across the body. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're just picking up on what I'm thinking there, Neil. I don't think it's going to split into a 4 pattern koi. I think there's definitely a split there closest to the tail. There might even be a second split moving further back into the tail. I think that initial big block of belly is going to remain as one patch. Intriguing koi. I mean, with fish like this, it's always a hope for this price. If it did split into a 4 pattern, you'd be showing me that in a year's time, saying, "Look what I got off you for that price." I think with this one again, it's just a really pleasant. It's a good quality koi. This, which is what we aim to strive for here, isn't it? We want like good quality, but not ridiculously priced and things like that. Fair fish for a fair price. Look good through a window, that one.
Yeah, I think it is a window fish.
There's a lot more white, isn't there, under that lateral line, which you can see on this side now as it's swimming along. There's a lot of white down there. I'm not sure about the other side.
I think it's the same both sides. I think it pretty much comes to the lateral line and then it's just a white belly. And
that's a characteristic we see in the black diamonds, isn't it? The black from the top, you can't see the fish. on the top of the pond. With a window, they've got this beautiful white belly. And I think it was it Claire or Caroline that picked out the black diamond for the Claire for the Christmas Eve auction. Just as soon as she saw the fish, she said, I want that one.
To be honest, I forgot those completely in there.
Yeah. Because
of dark fishing that you don't really see them out. When we stick them out, I was like, I've got those even in there.
Where's that come from? Yeah. Right, this one's £75 with Adrian. We've got any more? Adrian, you're going to get a go on the wheel for winning the Christmas tree as well. So I'm going to say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and £75 for you, Adrian. Well done.
Here's an unusual one.
Yeah, this one. Very, very unique. This fish, we was torn between Ayawakaba, which is like a yellow shizui, and just a shizui, but I think it's a crossover, isn't it? We could name this fish anything we wanted to, I reckon. But we've got
more Ayawakaba, just how it's pattern and that set up. With shizuis, you see a lot more Benny either side.
Do you think this is a fish that we could potentially see a change in, that the colour may develop? The colour may develop either more orange, or it may go, once it gets in the sun, further into a yellow colour. It's a stunning koi, whatever colour that is.
It's an hard one to say which way it's going to go. But at the minute, I like the colour. It's like a mango-y looking colour. I actually really like that.
A mango sui.
Yeah. Really nice zip pattern.
Great robust body shape. It's very, very strong body line on it. You can see it's quite elongated as well at 20 centimetres. This fish, to me, in the right environment, may put on some pretty decent growth. Ayawakaba and Shizui can get some really good growth spurts on them. And all any of these fish need is just good water and good food, and they're going to really thrive in your pond. I do believe if you're building a pond, definitely install a window, because I think this interaction between us and the fish means a lot to the fish as well as us. So Neil's saying that's going to stand out in any pond. I think it's pretty similar to the one that you got in the Harvest of Excellence, Neil, in terms of when you saw that, and I remember your face lit up. You said, look at the size of the mouth on it. And I think it's from the same breeder.
Yeah.
I can't remember. We'll have to have a look.
Harvest of Excellence.
No, they was all Marahua, wasn't they? Except for the oil one. Yeah.
So this one's Yamanaka Oya.
Yeah. But again, we shouldn't get too hung up on breeders in terms of Yamanaka Oya is a breed that we've had fish from for several seasons now, and we trust his fish, we trust him as a breeder. Yeah, I like that.
Really do like something that. Different.
So we're looking at 75 to get that one going. Or another way of looking at it, oh no, I can't. I was going to say I'll 75 for the Christmas tree, and then I'll chuck the fish in, whoever wants it. But that's going in a raffle. So £75 for the Ayawakaba there. Richie's opened us up at 75. Thank you, Richie. Again, very, very unique fish. I can't think of another one that I've seen. It stood out to us straight away, didn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of just something a little bit different. So £75 with Richie.
No matter what way this one goes, it's going to be a really nice fish. All the patterns set out on the nice sky blue.
I'm just looking at the head there. Do you know what it reminds me of? A blonde quiff on the head. You gone like that?
Yeah.
Stroked it over the top. But yeah, good fish. So £75 with Richie. Have we got any advances on this? We will say thank you to everybody who's joined us. Remember, the Mountain Tree bags are going to be added onto the Azagi raffle, which is on the homepage of the website. So Richie said it's all about the Xmas tree. There we go. There's the website. Right at the very top of the website, we've got the Elite Koi charity raffle for Macmillan Cancer Support. This fish, of course, was one from the Genji Koi farm. It was a hand-selected fish. This was given to Paul Mack for doing the judges. Paul Mack, who's the one of the developers of the Great British Koi Show, and he handed it back to the Elite Koi community. He said, "There you go. Have a raffle with that, and we'll earn as much as we can for Macmillan Cancer Support." So well done, Paul. Really, really good of you to do that. I think we're already at 200 quid. I've got 20 quid in my pocket from Chris from Azakari Koi to be added onto that. What was the target? 500. 500. So if you go along there, you've got a chance of winning the Zagi or one of 3 bags as well. So I think we better end this one then.
Yeah, absolute steal there, Richie.
So let's say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one is sold to you, Richie. Got a dodgy pen. Oh, next up, Ginrin Chagoi. So Neil's just say, Richie, that's a belter. Well done. It really is unique, that, Neil. Again, it's like when you look at a pond and a fish just I'm not going to say jump out, it's probably the wrong terminology to use, but when it really stands out to you, I think you know that there's something special there in front of you. What's interesting with fish like that is how they appeal to everybody. So Ginrin Chagoi, Marahiro, again, these are no-brainers, 20 centimetres. The strong Ginrin, they grow well, they're friendly.
One's opened up at 75. Yeah.
This one here, look how straight it is. This is one of the things I use when I'm selecting kois. Look how straight it is along the gills and into the body. It's a strong, robust body shape with good food, good water. This koi will do really well. We've got some Marahiro Ginrin Chagoi that have been around the Elite Koi community for quite some years now. And one of the guys I'm thinking of, Martin, he still comes in and he's like, that's the best fish that he's ever bought. It's just so special.
I'm trying to think what breed my big one is.
I think it probably would be Marahiro.
Yeah.
I think it probably would be. What I like about the Ginrin on these is it's not. It changes when your eyes looking at it, depending on which way the fish is swimming. The Ginrin will change its position on the fish.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just something that I see with my eyes, but it's like there. 1 minute you've got not a lot, the next minute you can see all of it. It's like a living show, a living sequin.
Yeah, you catch glimpses of the Ginrin from all angles.
And the other thing somebody pointed out about these Ginrin Chagoi as well, they always seem to have a red shade on the tail.
Yeah.
But I think that's is your big one still got it? Is that something that's in the younger koi? Dek's going to have a look. Or has anybody else got a bigger Ginrin Chagoi in your pond? Has that got a reddish tail? It's something that we do notice in Kiyotsuri as well, is that there's just a red, almost like the colour of a rudd. The tail's just got a red glow to it. Collins got this one at the minute, £75, and a chance to win the Christmas tree, mini tree. So petals and plants, indoor plants with love at Christmas. I think I better stop off and get Tracy another one. There was some with some like snow and glitter on, which might be more appropriate for Tracy. So Colin at £75.
No, I'll have to have a look.
So there we go. So Colin's agent is a lot. There you go, Colin. That one is yours. £75. Tracy did say to me earlier, if I'm dragging my feet out, that I should get a move on. I said people should tell me when I'm dragging my feet out and try and encourage me to get a move on. But well done, Colin. £75. That one's yours. When we send the invoice through, guys and girls, just let us know whether the fish is staying, whether you want it. We always send the invoices out with shipping, unless we remember that you've paid shipping. If ever you get an invoice and it's got shipping on, it's an honest mistake. Just let us know, and then we'll remove it from the shipping if you've already paid for shipping. So Neil's asking, are we going to grow the tree on for a few months, Chris? That was one of the things that I bought it. When I got it, I thought it was fake, and then I touched the soil, and the soil is so dry. But I thought that'd be pretty nice, because I've always wanted a real Christmas tree that I can put outside to grow. And in my mind, I'm thinking maybe it's a bit of a bonsai and keep it trimmed back, keep it small, and fit in. I can tie it in with the pond then as well.
So we've got Kagani Chiba, currently 24 cm. And I'm pretty sure this is one of them which sneaked through with the wider fish as well.
Yeah, definitely. So wider fish. Kagani Chiba, when we went up there, there was like 3 fish that really caught our eye. One was the Kagani Chiba. Kagani translates to gold, so you're looking at a gold Chiba. I think Tiva explained this one as maybe it's not the most interesting pattern, but in terms of colour, it's got a lot of colour on the fish. And if you look at the head, it's got an amazing head pattern where the grey skin's going to grow. I think for me, this one is all about the colour.
Yeah.
When the sun gets it, when it pops, a beautiful gold, and then you've got that white pet orphans, which may be grey. Not a pure white, not a Yuki white. So £75. Now, one of these, Ben's did win one of the photo shows last year. I think it was the which one was it? I think it was the summer photo show. So again, Ben, if you're watching, let us know which one of your Kagani Chiba won that photo show. You did say he'd been to collect his trophies while he was away.
Yeah, so it was from the latest photo show, because it was one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So from the latest photo show. So yeah, so that got first place. Kagani Chiba. I think Ben's was a little bit bigger. It was a Marahiro koi. Again, we could track it all the way through from when it was purchased in Japan. It was one that was always in Pond 8, and it kind of like everybody missed it, and it really sung out to Ben. So he took it, and he'd seen the right thing there, because it went on to win the trophy, which is fantastic. Of course, we stopped giving away the cash voucher with the photo shows, because it is all about the kudos, isn't it? It's all about the look at me. And I guess my hope is that anybody who goes to do a pond visit or whatever, they see these koi, these elite koi, and then not only can the owner show them the koi with pride, he can also show them the trophy that he's won with pride. Yeah. But nice fish. So £75 for this Kagani Chiba. That's no money. I'm tempted to have a go myself. So there we go. So Colin's just saying he's loving these virtual sessions, and I think this is what me and Dek want to do. Dek's a little bit more quiet and reserved than me, but that doesn't alter his knowledge. He's really spot on and sharp in terms of koi knowledge and all the rest of it. But yeah, I want to spend this time with you, with the elite koi community. It's been part of our development and growth throughout the years, is that we all go along on the same journey together.
I don't think it will darken that much, Neil. I think it will refine so you can see each individual scale, but I don't think it will darken. I think that golden colour will stay. how it is.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it'll just intensify when it gets out in some natural sunlight.
Yeah.
So £75. It's no money that for Kagani Achiever with a certificate Japanese koi. It's still going to be kept here for 4 months, fed, heated and looked after by myself and Dek. In terms of that, you're probably looking at about 45 quid if we was to offer it for sale straight out on an auction. Is that a penny spot on the side? There is, yeah,
spot,
it is a darker spot. It could be a red spot. It's definitely not. It's nothing health-wise, Adrian, but a good observation there. It's just a slightly redder scale than the rest of the fish. I don't see any spreading it, do you, or any?
No, I think
it is what it is type
it will
thing.
stay there, or it will fade out. It's hard to say at this stage.
But great attention to detail there, Adrian. This is what you've got to do, guys and girls. When you're buying fish, you've got to really study what's in front of you, even if you can't be with us. You know, the first thing I hear Tebow saying to people, the first thing with koi appreciation is you make sure it's living, and then you make sure it's got 2 pec fins, it's got 2 eyes, and then move on to the more invisible parts of the koi that sometimes you don't see because you're that focused on the pattern or colours, that type of thing.
One thing I did find funny is when he's looking for a certain fish in that, he'll always put more fish in the bowl to compare him against the one he's actually wanting to buy. Yeah,
because then he can show the comparison between what he said. And of course, the other great thing, the best filter we've got in terms of these fish coming to auction is Dek when he photographs them. So if anything goes in the bowl that's not quite right or we're not happy with, you just discard it and not discard it as in get rid of it. It'll get sold through pond 2 or pond 9, one of the cheaper ponds. But the quality of these fish, that's up to Dek.
Yeah, and if there is anything wrong with it when people buying it, we'll always mention if it's got a deformity or not. Yeah,
definitely. So £75, no bids. This again quite surprising. We might have something special. There could be another photo show winner in the making with this one, certainly when the colour hits it. But for now, you might have to wait till next year to find out that one.
Yeah. We've got 2 more after this one.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to say going once, going twice, and 3 times. And that one is unsold.
And if someone is interested in later on, it will go into pond 7.
Yeah. Am I doing the right thing here?
Yes.
So we've got 2 fish left to go. One is a kirin. Again, this wasn't what I expected to see in a kirin, but when we were speaking to Wada with Chris, I asked him a couple of times. I said, "What is this? What are we looking at?" And he said, "It's a kirin." So, this is a beautiful koi. It almost reminds me of like a mango matsuba. It's got the same characteristics as a matsuba, as a Yamabuki ogun, just a different colour. Could it be a rengi matsuba? Who knows? But what I love most about it is how every scale you can see an intensity of different colour within every scale, which then gives it that crisscross pattern. The fukurin. It's just again, it's another one-off fish, and it's 25 centimeters. So it's a hand-selected koi from Wada. I selected it with Chris, Michael, and Craig when we was over in Japan back in February now. It's gone 25. It's just a beautiful fish. I'm hoping there's one of these left because I might have one of these for my collection. I think there is one left, isn't there, in pond 11?
Yeah.
So Tracy's saying, wow.
Adrian's straight in at 75.
Adrian's gone 75. Good body shape. Again, I think you're looking at like a mango. Yamabuki, but there's more to it than a Yamabuki, more to it than just a solid metallic colour. There's definition in each scale.
What I saw as well is when I was younger, there was a lot lighter, some of them, but now they've seemed to have darkened up quite a bit. Now they've grown on them.
So I wonder if that Matsuba effect on the scales is going to intensify as the fish develops. Again, you know, fish like these, get them back in the photo shows, folks, because even if it doesn't win a trophy, it's a fantastic opportunity for us to see the development of this, which, let's face it, it's a new variety to us, this one. We don't know how this is going to turn out, where the journey is going to take the koi.
Well, it's the first year with this variety, is it?
Yeah.
Did we have some last year?
No, this is the first time that we've had these in. And I think really in terms of that, I don't know, we can't do it, can we? In terms of that and the Yamabuki Ogun, if you hold the two up together, you'll see a stark difference between a Yamabuki Ogun, even though it's like the same characteristics in terms of scales and fukuin. I'll just nudge that one in a little bit if I can. So there you go, just that colour difference. Maybe just go back onto the koi auction house and see if you can put both fish together. But yeah, stronger body shape on this one than the Yamabuki Ogun. 25 centimetres. Neil saying they've all been special fish today at great prices. Thank you, Neil. So £75 with Adrian. I think Adrian's going to get himself another bargain here, don't you?
Yeah.
So let's say going once. Oh, going twice. Remember the first auction I did?
Yeah. You saw it before the bids even come.
I did 10 fish in 5 minutes, and I ended the auction as the bids were just starting to come in. Right, so going 3 times, and I've waited long enough there. Kept in enough suspense, Adrian. That one's, oh, Philip, you've just missed out there, Philip. Sorry, the hammer had fallen. If you want me to, drop me a message, and I'll have a look around and see if we've got another one, Philip, that we can sort you.
One fish I think we've both been waiting for.
Yeah, this one. This for me is the star of the show today. We had the best thing about this one was deciding what it was. Instinctively, I was thinking Doitsuki Matsuba. Doitsuki Matsuba, because you've got the Sumi sat within the big Doit scales. And then Thibaut was having a look at it. Thibaut thought it was something else. So I called Dek over and said, what do you see? And you backed Thibaut, didn't you? So it's down as a Deutsch key code. Do you want to explain to the guys why it's a key code, not a Deutsch Matsuba?
So it's a key code because it's actually Sumi within the skin and not just within the scale. So if you look just past its head, past the first scale, you can actually see the Sumi underneath the skin.
Yeah, so when you're looking at the white skin there, you just see a flecking, don't you? Yeah. Just like a shadow starting to form under the white skin. These fish have got enough brightness in that white skin for that Sumi not to overpower them. That is a stunning fish. I also think it looks like it's got 2 big headlamps at the front end, a bit like Joe's car. Them big headlamps on. But yeah, stunning fish. And if you look how keen and alert this fish is, this is Maruhiro koi. This is one that I pulled out. Many of you might remember, I don't know if Wayne's still watching, but we did a WhatsApp auction with, we called it a yellow dragon for the WhatsApp auction. And it was a toss-up between the yellow dragon that Wayne purchased or this one here. So I identified it pretty early on and it was looking at something quite special here. It's just so keen, so alert. It's only 17 centimetres, but, you know, these fish are never, ever going to be huge fish. They don't need to be big with that presence that they're carrying. It's like, hey, look at me, I'm here.
It's not the most common variety with a key either. Usually Benny, whereas this one's yellow.
Yeah, well spotted. Kikos normally do fetch a good price, don't they, when they're going. So we've just heard the door go. You see us all looking towards the door. That's Neil's. So Adrian at £90.
Right.
Absolutely stunning fish. Remember, it can stay with us till 31st of March next year. Alternatively, if you want it, we can condition it to either ship it out or for you to collect it. Looking at how well they're doing in Pond 7, I would probably urge you to leave it with us until the end of March to see what we can do in terms of, think of it as a bit of an unofficial grow out type thing. They're going to get the same care as the fish in Pond 8 in the grow out. So for £90, that's pretty good. So, and yeah, I've just heard Tracy talking. Of course, you may even win the Christmas tree. Let's see. So, Adrian, £90. This is the last one. I was really looking forward to today's stream because it seems like ages since we.
Yeah, because there wasn't one last week because we had the event on and the awards for the koi question and the grand champ.
Yeah,
feels like it's
been like months since we spoke with you guys, and we've got to keep reminding ourselves the reason that we do this is so that people that don't live close to us, you can still come and be part of our elite koi community. All of these fish will enable you to enter any of the photo shows. I know some of you have really tough choices in deciding which fish you're going to put into the photo show. So that in mind, we increase the categories to 4, and then we allow each koi pond to put one of each category into the show to give you a better chance or a greater chance of winning a trophy. But remember, it's all about the taking part. It's not always about the winning. So Adrian's gone £100.
That absolutely stunning, this koi.
Just different.
Surprisingly, to say it's a yellow koi as well, it was quite easy to photograph. Required no sedate, which was surprising.
Which is good. And you haven't used sedate for the photos for quite some time now, have you? I was really surprising when we got the big Yamabuki out on Thursday. Me and Tebow and Joe was there. We all gathered around the bottle expecting it to play up, and she was so calm. If she'd been like that when we photographed her for the image, you would have got an absolute perfect image of her. So £100 with Adrian. Let's see if Andrew's finished. Big thank you to Neil for sending me the plaque after his last visit. That means so much to us, this one. Gold-plated plaque, Elite Koi. The message that came with it means just as much as the plaque. So thank you very much for that, Neil. Andrew's gone 105. 2 minutes a month. So 105 with Andrew. There we go. Adrian's finished. Thank you, Adrian, for that. So it's Andrew, 105. Is everybody else all done on this fish? I'm just going to let it play to the end. I won't keep you in too much suspense because we need to do the draw for the Quimby tree. I'm going to say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one is yours, Andrew. I'm smiling because you've got a real special fish there. Look forward to seeing that one back for sure. Oh, Scott, you've just missed out.
Unlucky, Scott, you just missed out there. We always do say don't leave it until last minute. You can get your bids in, get them in early.
Yeah. Now, remember, guys and girls, we do still have a lot of Marahiro Koi here at Elite Koi, so I will keep looking for these special pieces for the auction, won't we? We've got to get the next pond up and running now, pond 6. Once that's up and running, then we can get a 50, 60 fish in there and get them ready for the auctions. Which, if you like to see the fish sooner, then we can maybe get some videos as we're moving fish around into the groups. And remember, you don't have to wait for the auctions as well. If you're looking for something specific, then give us a call and we'll see what we can dig you out in terms of the ponds. Right. Enjoyed that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. An hour and 35 to do 10 fish is good going.
Right, I'll spin the wheel. Good luck, everyone.
So this is to win an authentic Christmas tree that I stole off Tracy this morning. The only decoration in the house. And it is going to Adrian Mann. There you go, Adrian. It was all about the tree. It was all about the tree. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again this time next week.
Yep, 11 o'clock next week. See you soon.